but I accidentally brought my wife's computer today, and so I have to go from a teaching that I put on her computer. So we're going to talk about salvation. Is that a good thing?
Amen.
Salvation?
Amen.
Now, Mama, wait, let me get this. When were you saved, Mama? When she was a girl?
Long ago, she can't remember.
You can't even remember. So, how do you know you're saved? Because you've lived a life of salvation.
Yeah.
She's seen the hand of God.
Yeah.
I can see the hand of God and still not be saved. Oh, look, he did a miracle. Oh, look, did you see that man healed? And you still, in your heart, you're hardened. Are you saved? Yes? Are you sure you are saved? Okay. Now, as somebody who is saved, God has given you salvation, right? Is that valuable? It's a good thing, yeah? So he has given you this great gift of salvation. And I want to talk, here's where you want to talk. What do we owe God? What do we owe God? Okay? So now, as I find my thing on my computer, I want you to think about that. Come on, when I'm teaching, you have to participate. And he's not allowed to give any answers because he's supposed to know all the answers. So, oh, let's see. I forgot what machine I have. There we go. Okay. Thank you for moving up, brother. Okay. There is a psalm, and I actually know it by singing, so if you know what it is. What shall I give unto the Lord for all he's done for me? And then it says something strange. It says, I will take the gift of salvation and call upon the name of the Lord. Okay? Now, do you remember the day that you accepted Jesus into your heart? The day you called upon the Lord? You don't remember? You do remember. You remember that day. From that day, do you remember, which month was it? Do you remember which day in January? January 12th is her spiritual birthday. But the verse that we're talking about, Psalms, and by the way, brother, if you know that psalm, or if you've got a good, I can look it up. He's filming for me, so he can't look it up. But it says, I'll take the gift of salvation and call upon the name of the Lord, right? Now, Mama, you've always known that God has given you everything, yeah? God has given you everything. You even knew that before you accepted Him, right? The food you eat, the family you lived in, God gave it all. And so you could be like the psalmist. You said, what shall I give? What shall I give unto the Lord for all He's done for me? What can I give as a gift to God? Right? What can I give as a gift to God? But then the psalmist says something very strange. He says, I will take the gift of salvation. Right? We all know that salvation is a gift. Amen?
Amen.
Amen. It's given freely to us, and all we have to do is ask for that gift. Okay? How many of you have been to a crusade recently? A Kenyan crusade? Okay. At the end of that crusade, they invited people to receive the gift of salvation. Yeah? And did some people go forward to receive? Now, Pastor and I have a problem. At least I think you do, Pastor. When they go forward to receive the gift, they don't open the gift. They don't open the gift. Or they've already been to 3 other crusades. They went last year, they went when they were a boy. So do you remember the day? I'm using you because you're the young one. You're hungry, right? You say, I want to open up my gift of salvation. Do you remember the day you said yes to Jesus? When you called upon the Lord, as the psalmist says. Do you remember that day? What day was it? December 15th, and she was January 12th. Do you remember the day, Pastor?
Mine was August 15th.
Okay, so all of you should get a cake on those days, okay? And do you remember the day? What was the day for you? Sorry? Again?
September.
So we got a birthday in September, and one in January, one in August, and one in December. What about you, Pastor? Oh, we got 2 in September. Okay. Coming up in September, have a birthday party, okay? Amen?
True.
And Mama, can you prepare a nice big cake? Yeah? For spiritual birthdays. Because what I'm saying is, you need to celebrate that day every year. Because that's the day you receive the gift of salvation. Now here's the thing. Here's the thing. What happens when we are not using the gift of salvation well? Will God take back salvation? No. Once He's given you the gift, it's yours for life. Right? So supposing I say, do you know, I've known that you've been asking for a vehicle, a car, right? And I have a spare car, a spare vehicle, a gari. I just learned gari is car, right? Am I speaking Swahili well?
Yes.
So I'm going to turn over the papers to the car there. And you say, wow, that's wonderful. And then what you did is you took the gari to your house and you parked it there. And once a week you would go out and you would wash your car. And you would make sure that no dust collected. But you never drove the car. You gave me excuses. I come to your house and I say, well, have you been enjoying the car? Oh yes, I wash it every day. I mean every week. Once a week I wash my car. That's it. And then I say, well, why aren't you using the vehicle I gave you? And you say, first of all, well, I don't have a license. And I'm going, oh, okay. Well, you should get a license, shouldn't you? I said, okay, yeah. Okay, well, then I can't afford insurance. Well, we can get you some insurance. Well, I can't afford fuel. Now, basically, I think you should, yeah? Because it belongs to you now. But we're like that with our salvation. God gives us this great gift, and all we do is keep it clean and shiny. We're talking about salvation, okay, sister? And all we do is we keep it shiny. We dress up on Sunday and say, I've got salvation, so I'm going to church. And by the way, I'm not dressed so fancy. Pastor gave me permission to be comfortable. Now, you see how Pastor's worn a sweater? Because he knows it's cold, but he looks very smart. Because we know that when we come to church, it's like we are maintaining our gift of salvation. I'm going to say this, Mama and brother, we're talking about salvation. Your salvation on. This is my new gadget. Oh, that's it. I've got a new gadget, but I've got to maintain that gadget. It's just like my salvation. But let's stay with the image of the gari, okay? Now, every time you use the vehicle, you're using up fuel, so you've got to refuel. Church can be like that. But once a year, or is it once a month here, you have to pay insurance to have permission to use that. Well, that's a bit like your offerings. Am I right? Right? Now, you can't drive a motor vehicle, but you can use your salvation as a vehicle to do the things that God calls you to do. Amen? Are we all pamoja? All right. Now that I've kept that image, I better actually go back to the Bible scriptures that I've got. So now, what I'm doing is giving you some true teaching about salvation. Right? If I gave any false teaching, I know pastor, and he would throw me out. He would get all of the ushers say, I know he's a tough big guy, but throw him out of church because he is teaching false doctrines about salvation. So now, at this crusade, they weren't going to ask you for an offering. But when you came afterwards, maybe they were saying, we know how grateful you are that our church has saved you. Well, your church has saved? No, Jesus saved me. So why don't you give a nice little offering for us? Right? Oh, and you want your prayers answered, sister. Well, maybe you could give a little bit. Oh, I prophesy over your life. Oh, you're going to get $1 million shillings next week. And why don't you give us your tithe now of 100,000 on faith? Now, I'm not just saying that might happen. I'm saying it has happened to my wife. And should I mention the church? I won't mention the church. But there is a very